We've gathered a small group of church and community leaders here in Boise to deconsecrate one of the stained glass windows in this church that contains a depiction of Confederate General Robert E. Lee standing next to President Abraham Lincoln and President George Washington. The church has been studying and reflecting on what the presence of Robert E. Lee in one of its windows means to it and how it should respond for a number of years. But after the death at the hands of police of George Floyd and the public uprising across the nation and around the world, really in response to those terrible acts, the white supremacy and racism that were embedded in them, the attention was renewed here. There's a variety of work being done this summer on the windows, all of the windows in the cathedral. And so the question of should that window come out was raised again and anew. And so the decision was made by the church council this week to remove permanently that window with those three individuals depicted. And just as the windows were consecrated by a bishop undoubtedly in 1960 when the building was brand new, it felt proper not only to deconsecrate the window as it's removed, but also to tell the story of why we feel that the removal is appropriate and to make new commitments, renewed commitments to really fighting against racism and to trying to build a just and beloved community. And the church will go through a process of study and reflection and conversation to ask what is an image that helps us tell the story of God's love for all of creation and all of the children of the earth and right relationship. How do we tell that story? And who might be in that window. What we know is that there are people in those top panels of the windows around the sanctuary, and so it's likely to be a person or people, but not determined yet who. The church is trying to do a good thing, but the church has participated and perpetuated racist attitudes and white supremacy for hundreds and hundreds of years. And it's hard to look at our own complicity in the damage that's done to people. So we don't want this to be so much a story about how good this act is, but a part of a story about how we're trying to change that whole long narrative to become an institution in society that really is building strong and life-giving relationships between people of all cultures and all kinds of differences in our society.